Hello, I'm Mark Rosinski, a product success architect at ServiceNow, and today I'll showcase how ServiceNow's predictive AIOps with the use of health log analytics can help your enterprise predict and prevent IT issues in real time. We start in the operator workspace. Here, we see that one of our most critical application services, e-banking, is experiencing a potential critical issue. Let's take a look. On selecting the application service, I can see that there are currently 8 critical alerts. Let's click on the service map to get a better understanding of the situation. In the service map, we see a visual representation of the infrastructure that comprises the e-banking application service. I see that the HA proxy as well as the two Tomcat servers are impacted in red. The proxy appears to have the group of alerts in the situation and is the first place that data enters the application service. So let's start there. In the group alert screen, I see the primary alert, error in configuration file with a very specific configuration file mentioned, as well as the additional alerts. But to view all of them, let's click the View More button. Here, we see log analytics and our traditional alerting tool, Zabbix infrastructure monitoring. Zabbix is reporting on traditional metric-based anomalies, as we can see here, and log analytics is actually in advance of Zabbix by up to over 10 minutes, where we're reporting those specific configuration file anomalies. 5 minutes after the configuration file errors, we see that user transactions cannot be completed and that the connection pool is full. So we have greater context from these log-based alerts. And only later does Zabbix start to alert us. So here we see the proactive nature of the log-based anomalies and the added context that could potentially help us drive faster meantime resolution. Let's click into this log analytics alert, which is the very first one reported, to see if we get even more information. Here, we see the exact log line, errors found in the configuration file, and on the right-hand side, we see how the anomaly behaves. So typically, this was inactive or not seen at all, and then we clearly see a step up here where we're regularly seeing these exact types of errors, where this configuration file is generating errors, and quite significantly. Below that, we have additional key value pairs extracted from the logs to give us greater context as to what is happening. In this particular case, there are different types of connection counts, but there's only one host, Linux 301. If we look at that host, it's a configuration item, and that configuration item combines with impacted application services. And there are 2 in this case, not only e-banking, but also Linux servers, as this configuration item is part of both application services. If we want to investigate about the surrounding logs, we certainly can, as many troubleshooting experts would. So let's view the surrounding logs. And here, instead of having to SSH into a server, look for that particular file, open the file, and then look for the particular time frame where the issue occurred or is occurring, we have that all done for us here. We have the raw log line on the right-hand side and a more visually appearing representation of the message here in the middle. If we want to start slicing and dicing these logs further, maybe searching for additional key value pairs or filtering for specific hosts, we certainly can do that in our dedicated log viewer within the platform. So we have added context around this anomaly, but what can we do to resolve it? For that, let's go back to the overview screen and open up Agent Assist. If we search our knowledge base, which is done automatically, we can see that someone has already run into load balancer issues before. And if we click on the article, we have a friendly configuration file directory where we can go to see what type of resolutions we can make to this particular configuration file. Okay, so we know that we can take action on it as well, and hopefully take action on it before any customer tickets are made. So now let's look for a potential root cause. So if we go back to the group of alerts, we see here that there is a probable root cause tab. From the probable root cause tab, again, we are using the configuration item we found in the logs to correlate to a change request. Selecting that change request, we can see that this is related to a Tomcat configuration on the load balancer. If we scroll down lower, we see that this is just minutes before the initial configuration alerts generated by Health Log Analytics began. We can be fairly confident this plan change is causing the alerts within the e-banking application at this time. So now we have a root cause as well. If we want to take it a step further and turn that knowledge base that we had into a automated remediation, we certainly could using Flow Designer, and it would be run here from the Actions tab. With this, we've covered the journey of predictive AIOps and responding to an alert before customers are affected. If you have any questions or further interests, make sure to reach out to us here at ServiceNow, and we would be happy to help. Thank you for your time.